big. Yeah.
Bro, y'all need help, bro. What keep you motivated though? Because like people like you don't ever get tired.
Tired of what? Winning?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
I don't give a piss about nothing but the time. Roll! Time! Roll!
The MVP front runner. If anybody else got to say something different about that, then come see me. I'm right here in Beemore outside the bank. If you got an issue with that, come see me. I'm about that. Big trust. Woo woo. Lamar Jackson in the flesh.
All right, so why do you continually try to get me to say something that doesn't respect one of them? I'm not going to. So quit asking.
You all right? Why? Nick Saban retiring? Huh? Nick Saban retiring? What? It's on ESPN. Oh, no.
I don't know. I just throw the ball on the ground. Coach say, hit ball, see ball. I throw the ball on the ground. I get it up. Every minute game, baby. Every minute game. Thanks to the team, though. Thanks for the team. Thanks for the team. Remember that. Thanks for the team. It's not about me. It's about us.
Are you allowed to date other members of the team, or do you have to wait till the season is over?
What? No, there's nobody on the team like that. No.
So you must realize that you have many, many fans out in Austria. They see you and they just would do anything to kind of spend a night with you. What do you say to those guys?
I'm not gay, so I'm not going to spend any night with any guy. So
do you have a message to Austria's gay community?
Yeah, I'm not gay, so don't come looking for me.
If you head to the Ravens YouTube channel, you can get a really good look at what that...
I'm fucking tired of this shit. I'm tired of this. It's been 7 years of the same shit. Tired of this shit.
Guys, and press it out. Reach the arms up. Puff your chest. Arch the upper back. Look back. Good. And bring it up. Oh. You guys.
Take a few more here for Lamar. Mike Jones. Lamar, there was that point in the season where you guys lost 3 straight, 4 or 5.
Mike Jones, that's me. Mike Jones, that's me right now. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right.
You a cat or a dog guy?
Neither.
Really? Do you have any pets?
I have a dog, but I don't.
But you're just not a
It's technically not, it's not my dog, but it's my dog.
Yeah. All right. So you're more of a dog guy than a cat guy.
No.
Are you just not?
I don't like pets.
I'm with you. What the heck? He doesn't like pets either.
We're on the same page.
Why? Why don't you like pets?
They're a nuisance.
Yeah, I just don't. It's just sloppy.
They're sloppy.
Yeah.
Some dogs are sloppy. Some dogs don't slobber, and they're not sloppy at all.
No, all dogs are
You just need to meet the right dog, Devontae.
Yep. Hey man, how's it going? Are you Jake?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so someone called in reference to your Facebook post.
The eagle floss, man.
I know. So
I'm fine. The eagle floss and the dogs are barking.
I got you. You don't plan on hurting yourself?
No, the fucking Jalen Hurts threw 3 goddamn. Turn the ball over 6 times, man.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. I appreciate it. All right. Take it easy.
Are you going to school tomorrow?
I don't know.
Is he going to school tomorrow?
No, he ain't making it. What do you get out of competition with the defense?
Can I say something about your outfit, though? You got a lot of bananas on you. I would not put on that many bananas on you. You must be a banana guy, I'm assuming, right?
Ask him where you got it from.
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Grow it.
No, you didn't.
Did you know that people shot that?
No, I didn't actually. Hey, man, if you like it, I love it, brother.
That's a bruise. It ain't just no soreness. It's a bruise. We're going to aggravate with the gun. I graduated exercise science. That's all listen. You can your ass out. You can block. No, you can your ass out. We can block. Blocking the date. I'm not blocking.
They're both seeing the same thing in the courtroom. Watch these guys. Rob, Your Honor. Yeah. Look at little two. Just egging him on. He's mocking his argument.
I've been to Charlotte twice. I've been to Raleigh. Twice. Raleigh.
Okay. Close enough.
That's how you say it? How you say it again? You for real? But it's spelled R-A-L-E-I-G-H.
Raleigh.
That's Raleigh.
Close enough. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she was nice too, huh?
He's just looking at the Kansas sideline. Right there. No, that's inappropriate. Another slant to Williams, and he spins his way into the end zone.
I'm going to go to Cancun like everybody said me to do. And I'm going to enjoy myself because I don't have nothing else to do, so take myself there.
Here we go. Daddy, what is that? Hey, Turbo, hey, can't. Daddy, what is that?
I knew how important this was for our team. Our team too. I knew how.
Come on, man. What about the
We won't let you get sacked no more. So sorry that we got you hurt.
Joe Burrow, Heisman Trophy winner. Does this look like a Heisman Trophy winner?
It does. Show it to him.
Show everybody. What would you tell this kid right now?
Looks like a national champion.
fucking robbery. Man, I'm trying to get some of this gas back. How you think I'm going there and tell them that I put the wrong gas in here, they give me a refund?
Where we at? Back at the grill? Yeah.
I am from Florida, bro. I am not supposed to be in this right here. But the gas station trying to get gas. Well, what in the world? Take me back home, man. It's right. I love y'all. I love playing life. I didn't go down.
I've never seen anything like that in my life. Oh. Well, that was the Miller. Watch this, dude.
Damn.
What the? He bumped that line. I've never seen
quick.
Oh, no. Oh, shit. I see Reggie Bush.
I
mean, it's obvious. I mean, we're so far past that, to be honest with you, but that's obvious. I mean, you just want to piss me off going into this week.
And roll tide. Thank you. Roll tide. Roll tide. That's what. Roll tide. Roll tide.
I hate Tennessee because first of all, it's Tennessee. And I just hate them because they low down, they dirty, they some snitches. And I hate Philip Farmer. I hate their colors. I'm not a dog person. I just hate Tennessee, man. Like, I hate Neyland Stadium. Looks like a garbage truck, working convention. And I hate all the quarterbacks. I hate Tennessee, man. It reminds me, it's not that orange you can see. I hate Tennessee more than I hate Auburn. I just dislike Auburn. I hate Tennessee. Tennessee's colors is that throw orange. It's not that orange you can sit with. It's that puke inside of pumpkin orange. And I don't like pumpkins. So I really don't like Tennessee, man. I can't stress that enough, man. And they lose, they sore losers because they're not Alabama. And I hate Tennessee, man.
I can't stress that enough. I hate them.
I mean, his ability to just escape and make plays on the run, I mean, it's just outstanding what I've seen. And just the defensive side of it as well. They're definitely going to be a concern for me going forward if Alabama doesn't get their offensive line straightened out.
Chelsea, that's a great point, because if you look at Alabama's
60 seconds, right?
Can't wait to get paid again.
Oh, baby.
You know what? I'm still happy.
Oh, there it is, baby.
What is up, y'all? Hold on. Okay. I feel like, why is everything so bright? Maybe it's this. Maybe that's better. All right. Go Bama, go Georgia, yeah. Roll Tide, that's right. And go Dogs. I don't mind Kirby Smart at Georgia. But let's get into this, y'all. So, going to start off with a motivational video. Going to cover a topic that I got into on another live. I was a guest on another show, and I'm not going to name names, but this one guy was just like arguing with us, and it was getting late. Everybody was ready to get off the show, right? And there was just more I wanted to say, but I was like, no, I'm protecting my peace. I want to get out of here. This guy was still going. I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Part of gaining wisdom is just knowing when to not say nothing at all, right? So I kept my mouth shut. And let's see what else happened. Oh, okay. So we got into a discussion about Ty Simpson, and this person was trying to discredit Ty Simpson. What's up, Derek? And I wasn't having that. I was like, no, we're not doing that. So I broke down Ty Simpson's stats. He didn't really have much to say to that. And then he got into criticizing the SEC, blaming it on, what did he blame it on? Oh, the NIL transfer portal. And one thing that's a pet peeve of mine that we're going to get into is when people are saying it evens the playing field, and that's why Nick Saban left. That's not necessarily the case. But we're going to break all that down, because I was like, man, I'm going to save this for my show, because it's such a good discussion when I can just break it down for everybody. And this person, he clearly did not understand. Well, I don't know. I won't say that he didn't understand, but I don't believe he watches college football like I do. Because he even tried to say, what did he try to say? Oh, he tried to discredit Caleb Downs, right? And I think he was Vikings fans, and he was talking about Banks. He was like, I don't get why everybody's criticizing Banks with his previous injuries when Caleb Downs has injuries too. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, Caleb Downs has no injuries. I was like, that is a false report. I don't know how that got started, but that's definitely not true, because he was healthy in college. Like, he was healthy at Alabama, and he was healthy at Ohio State. He played all seasons, never sat out, right? So I shot that down. But man, this person got, like, I let him get under my skin a little bit too much, I think. But now's an opportunity for me to break down that Big Ten era discussion, and gonna get into Eagles updates. Of course, Pickens. How Pickens out Jerry Jones, y'all. I was so right about that. I called that. We're going to get into that. Also discuss Mike Tomlin. He did an interview on NBC, and then maybe at the end we'll discuss draft grades. But let me acknowledge the chat real quick before I get into the opening motivational video. We have the greatest mod in the YouTube streets dropping my links. Shout out to Pooh Man.
Rolex wearing. Woo! Diamond ring wearing. Woo! Kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing. Woo! Limousine riding. Woo! Jet flying. Woo! Saga gun. Woo! And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. They give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
Shout out to you, Pooh Man. And we have Tiffany. Tiffany, I need to make a note of what drop you wanted. I mean, I could go with any Eagles drop, but I need to make a note of what you wanted me to pick. I have so many Eagles in my folders, so can go with anything. Let's see who else we got. BDB's in the building. I don't have a drop for you. I need to get a drop for you, BDB. We got L in the building. Derek. Shout out to Derek. Let's play Derek's drop. Let's see. Here we go.
Leave Chelsea alone. What's wrong with you, G-Hunter? I'm the one who's telling you about your fantasy. Listen. Send me your address so I can send you a rainbow flag. Since you want to look like Alicia Keys. That's okay, man. You can't even grow. You can't even grow enough hair. Man, I'm not accustomed to a man wanting to look like a woman, and you too dark to look like her. Why don't you? You know what? You look like a good Jennifer Hudson. That's what you would look like.
Gremlin, nigga. Gremlin.
You too dark to be Alicia Keys. You look like a Jennifer.
Oh man, Derek, you had us laughing so hard with that. All right, Mo, I still don't have a drop for you yet. You still need to let me know what you would want for you. Otherwise, I'm gonna let CDT Beats pick your drop. All right, let's play the Touchdown Tribe National Anthem. Because just like on the Do Better podcast with Theo Coop and over at Go Creek Crease channel, we're patriots over here, y'all. So all rise for the Touchdown Tribe National Anthem.
On the Star Spangled Banner, Fergie.
Let a flag walk still there.
Mo, you're not going to get off the hook that easy. A drop is definitely necessary. All right. What else was that? Oh, y'all. Let me tell you what I learned. So, I guess doing all these shows, I was just feeling like extremely depressed. I think it was yesterday. Yesterday morning, I just had a really good cry. I mean, I was crying for I don't know how long. And I was like, what is going on with me? And I noticed myself feeling very depressed after lives. And I learned that there is such a thing as post-performance depression. also known as post-performance blues. And it's just basically like the letdown coming off of the adrenaline, all of that. So I was like, wow, like I learned something new. So now what I'm going to try to do, I learned of some techniques to do after my lives, get involved with one of my hobbies, or do like some yoga, some small activity, to try to come off of that, I guess. But man, you are literally the third podcaster I watch religiously that said they've been depressed lately. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I get it, right? Like, I get it. Being on social media, it ain't easy, y'all. It ain't easy putting yourself out there like this. But, you know, once I learned what was going on, I was just like, okay, what can I do to correct this? So I'm going to try to do some activities. I like to do crossword puzzles, so I'm going to do some crossword puzzles or some coloring. Yeah, a detox, yeah. But let's go ahead and get into what I have for us, starting with this Big Ten discussion. So this person, let's see, is this the one I want to start off with? No, that's not the one I want to start off with. This is the one I want to start off with. So this person made a comment that Nick Saban left because he could no longer win, because the playing field was made even once NIL and transfer portal got involved. And what else? The SEC was no longer the same, making all these claims. And I was like, this person clearly does not understand how the business works, right? So let me break down this chart. I don't know if y'all can see it as good as I can, but I have it on my phone as well. I'm not going to go into every little detail, but it talks about how, you know, it's shifted from the SEC to the Big Ten. So NIL and talent. Let me play some CDT beats while I talk. Yeah, Nick retired, and he's been doing College Game Day. But back to this. So NIL and talent dispersion. So this gets into how NIL and the talent dispersion has impacted the SEC's dominance, right? So the Big Ten is getting all the major deals. And it also gets into the transfer portal, the playoff expansion, and let's see what else. It discusses how all the analysts, so this is something that all the analysts talk about, right? All the analysts have talked about how it's the wild, wild west in college football. Once the college committee made changes, it's turned college football upside down. So you had Nick Saban making comments like, let's see, people in the South would not go to the North unless you paid them. So Nick Saban said the only reason why these players are choosing to go to the North schools is because they're getting paid, which is true. You had Herb Street talk about how the changing of the tide due to financial advantages. So he talked about how the Big Ten has the advantage, and then you also had other analysts getting into it as well. So college football really made changes in order to benefit the Big Ten, right? And what I mean by that is, if you compare, and this is what I wish I could have said when I was a guest on that live, is that if you compare the different eras of conferences, team conferences who have won national championships, you'll see that with each era, there was a change made by the committees to benefit that certain conference. Let me bring up this chart. This is the one that's the biggest deal to me. So, the 60s and the 70s, you had the Big Ten, the Pac 8, 12 dominating. And this was in the 60s and 70s, right? Well, what was the rule changes to cause this dominance? You had strict limits on substitutions, favored disciplined power running teams like Ohio State, Nebraska, and USC. So there was changes made to impact which conferences were going to start to dominate, right, through that decade. So in the 80s and 90s, after these rules changes, you had the independent schools like Miami, or not Miami, which ones are independent? Notre Dame, what's the other one? Notre Dame, there's one other one that I'm missing. Penn State, I think, used to be one. There's one more that I'm missing. But you had the independent and the ACC rise. And with that, you had the rule change of the Supreme Court ruled that the NCAA no longer had control over the TV, which allowed schools like Miami. I don't know if Miami's still independent, but you also had the FSU with the ACC to gain massive national exposure and recruiting power. So that caused their dominance, right? And then in the 2000s, in the late 2000s, you had the BCS conference, and then it switched over to the college football playoffs, right? Well, with that, you had new rule changes with the playoff expansion. So then it leads into what's going on now, right? NIL and the playoff expansion has caused which conference to be dominant? And that's the Big Ten, y'all. The Big Ten is now dominant because of these changes made in college football. It has nothing to do with Alabama or the SEC or Nick Saban leaving. Sure, some of that played a factor, but the main cause is just how the conference or the committees, how the committees get involved in sports and cause these rule changes in order to have certain teams be dominant. So for, I guess, the past 2 decades, you had the SEC being dominant. And it wasn't until NIL, transfer portal, and all that was allowed that it switched over to the Big Ten. And here's another big point I wanted to make. That the SEC and with college, let's see, with BCS and CFB, whenever these changes happened, it benefited the Big Ten because the SEC no longer had control over the money, right? Because all the money was getting spent to the Big Ten. Yeah, I said Miami, but there's another school too that was independent. I just can't think of which one it is. Let's see. Which college teams are independent? It's gonna bother me if I don't remember. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Army. I forgot the Army's still independent. Not many schools are independent, but I forgot about the Army being independent. Anyways, I lost my train of thought with what I was saying. Let's see. I talked about how the SEC was dominant the past 2 decades. And it wasn't until the transfer portal and the NIL that I don't believe the Navy, is the Navy independent? But y'all got me distracted with that. Let's see. Well, don't let me lose my train of thought, y'all. So the SEC was dominant for the past 2 decades, and it wasn't until NIL and the playoff expansion and the transfer portal that you started to see the Big Ten make an impact, right? Oh, this is what I wanted to say. Just think about how the committees had to get involved in order to make this happen, right? So with the BCS, this is what I really wanted to say to this guy. So with the BCS, whenever the committee switched it from BCS to the CFB, and that stands for the College Football Playoffs, the College Football Playoff Committee, whenever they switched it from BCS to CFP, I think I made a comment. I said, watch. I was like, this is an attempt to try to take the SEC out of it. Because as I knew before, with each era, they make rule changes in order to have different conferences become dominant again, right? So I was like, watch. This change is to try to impact the SEC so they're no longer dominant. Well, that didn't work. Because the SEC, Alabama, they were still dominant, right? They were dominant for 2 decades. Here and there, you would have other teams win. You would have, I think, Ohio State won 2 national championships in between. FSU won 1. And let's see, Clemson. Clemson won some. But the rest was Alabama, LSU, Florida won. So it was really just the SEC. And it wasn't until the College Playoff Committee, they were like, well, what else can we do to try to prevent another Alabama-Georgia matchup? Because you got to think, Alabama and Georgia had 2 matchups in a national championship, and they did not want another SEC national championship. So they're thinking, what can we do to finally have an impact to switch from the SEC being dominant to the Big Ten being dominant again? What did they do? They added NIL, transfer portal, and it was complete chaos. And this is why you've seen the Big Ten make a comeback, right? The past 3 years, it's been Big Ten schools. And this is why I'm not tripping over this, right? This is why I'm not tripping over it. Because I was just like, the only reason why they're dominant is because I have an understanding that this is the business and the committees are going to do different rule changes in order to have a new conference be dominant. And right now, that's the Big Ten's era. They made the rule changes to benefit the Big Ten, and this is why we're seeing the Big Ten win. You had, let's see, let me try to think of the order. Was it Michigan, then Ohio State, and then Indiana? I think that's how it goes. It was, I think it was either Michigan or Ohio State, and then Indiana, but I can't remember which order. I know for sure Michigan, Ohio State, and then Indiana. I know Indiana was this past season. All Big Ten, right? It's no coincidence that this is going on after the rule changes happen, right? And I showed you all this example. And it's not just me saying this. There's other analysts speaking out on this. Like I said, you had Kirk Herbstreit. Nick Saban's been very well-spoken on this subject. I mean, it's no coincidence. And speaking of Nick Saban being well-spoken on this subject, let me show y'all this clip from Nick Saban speaking on it. But first, we have 3 a.m. in the building. What's up, 3 a.m.? Y'all go subscribe to 3 a.m. Let's see. Did I miss your chat? Oh, here we go. Here we go. As I sit here and complain about the Big Ten, I have to play that. But it's for 3 a.m. It's for a good cause. Shout out to 3 a.m. Alright. Oh, wrong screen. So let's go to this clip from Nick Saban.
To me, in this day and age of the culture we have now in college football, paying players name, image, and likeness, transferring, it's an advantage for the Big Ten. I don't care.
He ain't lying. I showed you all the example. It's exactly what it is. Let's just call it out. People want to say, like that guy had me so heated. There was so much I wanted to say, but I was like, man, we trying to get off here. He was still ranting and raving. And I was just like, I'm just protecting my peace, not going to say anything more. I want to get out of here. So that's what I did. And I'm glad I was wise with that decision, because we would have been there even longer. When the host was even trying to end the live, the guy was still going on. But, you know, this is exactly what I would have said. Like, it has nothing to do with the playing field being even. I get what people mean by that, but I feel like it needs to be rephrased. Is it that the playing field was even, or is it that the committee made changes for, you know, as I showed you, for each era in order to benefit certain conferences? I think that's what it is. And clearly that's the case when you have the past 3 national championships being only Big Ten. This isn't a lie, right? The NIL, the transfer portal, has benefited only the Big Ten when you're seeing only the Big Ten win the past 3 national championships. It has nothing to do with the playing field being even. How is it even when only the Big Ten is winning national championships right now? And don't get me wrong, I'm not discrediting the Big Ten, y'all. I'm not. They're talented. You know, we've seen Ohio State win big. All of that, right? So I'm not discrediting the Big Ten. They have talented players from there. My only thing is, it's just the rule changes that benefit their conferences. And that it happened, and it's not just with them, right? I can't be mad about it because there were changes made in order to benefit the SEC for a while. The SEC got to be dominant for the past 2 decades. And it wasn't until they made these changes that the Big Ten started to make a comeback, right? So I hope people don't think I'm hating on it. It's just part of it.
You'll never convince me otherwise.
The North?
The North.
The North?
Because people in the South would not go to the North unless you paid them.
People would not go there unless you paid them. Maybe there's a few, right? There's a few that would like to enjoy the snow and all of that. But most of them want to be in warmer weather. Depending on where you're at in the South, like they want to be in warmer weather. But let's hear this again from Nick Saban, because it's the truth. And it's what I've been saying.
To me, in this day and age of the culture we have now in college football, paying players name, image, and likeness, transferring, it's an advantage for the Big Ten. I don't care. You'll never convince me otherwise.
The North?
And you'll never convince me otherwise either, because when you have nothing but the past 3 years of Big Ten winning national championships, what other conclusion can you come to? You know, it's just like when the SEC was dominant for the past 2 decades. There was changes made, like I said, in order to benefit them. It's just a part of it. That's why I'm not tripping over it. People want to make a big deal out of it and say, oh, it's because Nick Saban left because the NIL and transfer portal and all that. And it's like, I mean, yeah, that was a factor in it. He didn't feel like he could keep up with it. He was getting older. It was just going to take more energy from him, right? So he didn't want to fool with it anymore. And I can't blame him. But to say that was the main reason, I think is ridiculous. I think that's ridiculous, because he had no trouble getting Bryce Young, Jalen Milroe. He even got Ty Simpson. He was a part of recruiting Ty Simpson. So it's not like he didn't recruit talent still. Oh man, it just gets under my skin. And speaking of, oh, what's up, Jimbo? Good to see you here. Shout out to you. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, okay, so I wanted to play this Mike Leach video on committees. Y'all, shout out to Mike Leach. RIP to him. If y'all are not familiar with Mike Leach, he was a head coach of Mississippi State until he passed away unexpectedly. But I loved his interviews. I loved Mike Leach. So shout out to him. Let's see, what'd you say? 3 a.m. Also, you could not expect college football not to change. Look at the money they are bringing into college football. It is deaf about sports gambling. Exactly, 3 a.m. And this is why Nick Saban's made moves in the political world to try to correct this, and this is why changes are being made. Like I said, that rule, it's really not hurting anybody, because most of your players are only transferring one time, right? Besides the ones that are nobodies on the team and are just trying to go somewhere to get stats, right? Besides those, yeah, they might try to transfer 2 times, but they're really not impacting anything like someone who is starting. And those players are mainly only transferring 1 time anyways, like I said. But with the NIL, it's clearly benefited the Big Ten. And Nick Saban made a point too, and it was also Kirk Herbstreit. They talked about how with the Northerners, they have better financial gain, and they're able to spend more. This is why you're seeing Ohio State spend a lot on their players with NIL. But back to the Mike Leach thing. I got distracted with your comment, 3 a.m. Let's see. What did you say? Chelsea Lynn. Oh, yeah. Yeah, changed a lot. Yeah, that was part of it, too. It impacted a lot of things, which I'm trying to think. That year... Oh, man. No, SEC was still dominant, because that year we had Devontae Smith, and that was the year that we won a national championship with Mac Jones. So that was the last year, I believe, that we were dominant. Well, that's not necessarily the case. So Nick Saban had another successful year where we competed in a national championship under Bryce Young. That was when NIL first started, and Bryce Young got paid $9 million. So we still did good under Nick Saban, even with transfer portal and NIL. It was never gonna, no matter what he did, it was never gonna compete with the Big Ten, because it's like you said, everything's benefited. All the changes made were to benefit the Big Ten. All right. Moving on to the Mike Leach for real this time.
I mean, if we're so smart, wouldn't all the other sports say, I know what, let's have a committee? You know, because why not? Because, you know, we're American. We love committees. Let's get us a committee. Well, who should be on the committee? Well, I don't know. This guy's a good guy. Let's have him on the committee. Well, I mean, there's people on the committee that don't even have remote associations with football, nor have they at any level other than being a fan.
The people on these committees are people who have no background in football whatsoever. Go figure, right? Because the same ones voting in the NFL for Coach of the Year and all of that are your reporters like Diana Rossini.
But you know what? Let's have them on a committee. Why not? And then, I mean, it'd be fun. We'd go to that resort. We could talk. We could hang out at dinner. And then we'll decide which 4 teams should go. Because you know why? We don't need to solve this on the field. Because we're the ones that know. And then, so, I mean, you know, if we're going to do it that way, we should just ask them at the beginning of the season. You know, just go ahead and you guys vote on it, figure out 1, 2, 3, and 4, and why even have the games?
To me, why even try, basically, when they already know, like, by their standards, they're going to be the ones to pick whoever it is makes the college playoffs. And I know a lot of people debated when Alabama got in over FSU, but I feel like that one was fair. Maybe I'm biased, y'all. Maybe I'm biased on this. Let's see, which one is it? Oh, wait, that's Dum Dum. Hold on. I got some new drops, so I'm trying to figure out where I put this one. Here we go.
That's just me. Maybe I'm biased a little bit. Maybe I'm biased a lot of bit. But who cares for this discussion?
Because you know why? Because the committee knew better. I mean, if we're so smart.
Maybe I'm biased with this, but I think that, let's see, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought, y'all. I lost my train of thought. Let me see if I can get it back.
And all the other sports say, I know what.
Oh, okay, back to what I was saying. Maybe I'm biased because Alabama got in over FSU, but I don't think that's what it is, right? Because in the playoff rules, it says that if a team has any major player changes or coaching changes, that impacts your ability to make it into the college playoffs. What happened to FSU that year? Their quarterback had a broken leg, and he was out. That star position is what caused FSU not to make it in. Plus, Alabama, they had all their players, all their coaches. They defeated the number 1 team at the time, which was Georgia, and that's why they got to get in. Now, maybe I'm biased, but I don't think that's what it is. Because by the standards, by the college playoff standards, if a starter that impacts the game, such as the quarterback, is out, it impacts your eligibility to make it in. So that's what happened to FSU. But y'all, I'm telling you, going back to, let's see, which chart is it? Is it this one? No, not this chart. Just going back to the different eras and all the different rule changes, how could you not see that it really has nothing to do with the playing field being even? It just has more to do with the committees making changes in order to benefit whichever conference they want to dominate that year. I just don't get how people don't see it. And the proof's right here. Even Nick Saban said himself that the changes made were to benefit the Big Ten, and the proof is right there for you, because you had Michigan, you had Ohio State, and you had Indiana. All Big Ten teams win. All right, that's my little rant. Do I think what? do I think, 3 a.m.? But that was my rant, man. I'm telling you, that guy had me heated. Whenever he made the comment, whenever he was talking bad, he was talking bad about Nick Saban. He was talking bad about the SEC. And then what really did me in, y'all, was the comment, Nick Saban and the SEC failed after the playing field was even. That playing field is even comment gets me so heated. You want to get me fired up, just say something like that. And I'm going to cook you every time. I'm going to cook you every time. Because I'm telling you, I'm coming with the proof. I'm coming with the stats. I'm coming with the information. And I'm breaking it down. I'll walk it out. Or whatever those kids say these days. Walk it down. Do they say walk it down or walk it out? But that's what I'm going to do. Every time. Alright. Moving on to the next topic. Let's see what I got. Man, I didn't play the motivational video to start out. I'm all over the place already. Let's play the motivational video.
You've got to bet on you. You believe in everybody else. You clap for everybody else. You support everybody else. You baking cakes and making cookies for everybody else. But when are you going to look in the mirror and believe in the darn person you see? It's about time for you to believe in you because you got it.
Man.
You've got to bet on you.
I needed to hear that, Dion. I really needed to hear that. Because, y'all, I'm not even joking. I had, like I said, a very difficult time with post-performance depression. And after I would get off my lives, I would be so depressed. I mean, extreme depression. And I cried yesterday for a good while. And this message really just encourages me. It's like, I show up for everybody else, but when am I going to look at myself in the mirror and start to think, well, I'm good enough. You know, I'm smart. I know what I'm talking about. When am I going to uplift myself the way I want? Because I feel like I've been struggling with that lately. And I feel like that's part of the reason why I've had this post-performance depression. Shout out to you, CDT Beats. I'm here. You can start the show now. Oh, that's good. That's good, CDT. Shout out to you. I know, CDT. I gotta get out of my own head. I really do, cause I be beating myself up lately. I mean, and I just cannot believe like the extreme depression. I can't even explain it, but the extreme depression that I felt yesterday was just an all-time low. But I mean, at least I learned. At least I learned what was going on. I learned about what post-performance depression is, and I'm going to try to do activities after my lives to help me. So I think that's why I lean so heavy on CDT Beats. I mean, like his beats really help me. They're very therapeutic to me. So when he starts his lives, it's like so relaxing to me. And I've talked about it before, and I've said this in his chat before, but just, you know, put CDT Beats in my headphones and just block out the BS, block out the world. That's literally how it feels. Y'all go subscribe to CDT Beats. Shout out to you. Okay, back to it. Hey, what's up, Jay Walker? Let's play your drop, and let's play CDT Beats' drop. I still haven't added the music of CDT Beats behind his drop, but I'll get to it. Start out with Jay Walker.
Everyone wave goodbye to Juice Box! Literally wave! Do it! Here's two! Everyone wave! Okay. Guys.
Everyone say hello to Juice. And subscribe to Juice Drops Entertainment, y'all. Everybody, don't wave goodbye. Wave hello to Juice. Alright, now let's play CDT Beats. Let's play your drop. Let's see if I can find it.
And you may now use your approved electronic devices. You'll find.
Shout out to CDT Beats. Okay, back to it. Alright. Let's see. Eagles update. Do I want to get into the Eagles update, or do I want to just go ahead and jump into this Pickens topic? Let's see. I might go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and cover the Pickens topic, and then I'll get into the Eagles, because I'm really excited about this topic with the Pickens situation going on. So,
joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, senior.
If y'all don't know, I'll remind you, I don't like to be I told you so type person. I don't like to be that. But I'm just saying. I told a few people. I said, and it was a few Dallas fans, I said, George Pickens has the advantage. And these Dallas fans were trying to discredit me. They were like, nah, I disagree with you on that and all this stuff, right? And I'm like, nah, he has the advantage. And I even showed you guys. Let's see if I still have the chart. I do. I even showed you the chart, breaking it down of even if Pickens signed a franchise tag, it still is a disadvantage for the Dallas Cowboys. Because if the Dallas Cowboys didn't offer to trade him while the value was still hot and before the draft was going on, then it was going to impact them financially, because then if they kept Pickens, he performed well, and they were going to owe him more money. It was going to double. And that would impact the cap, right? So I got into that. I broke all this down of how Pickens had the advantage, even if he signed that franchise tag. But, come to find out, Pickens didn't even sign the deal, y'all. Pickens didn't sign it. So let's get into it.
NFL insider for ESPN, Adam Schefter. Schefter, Pickens didn't sign the franchise? What happened? We all heard that he signed a franchise tag their day of draft. We reported it. I think everybody kind of reported it. What happened? This turns out it was a pump fake. It was in invisible ink, maybe? How's this kind of come together here?
We reported he is signing, not that he had signed. And
so notice the wording. They just said he is signing. They didn't say he did sign it, past tense. But notice how they carefully worded it in case something like this was to happen. And Pickens, in fact, did not end up signing it. It was to protect themselves in the news.
Come on. This fine. I'm just telling you. So I checked in this morning, and he has not yet signed it, as Todd Archer pointed out. Not signed. I checked in and was told, and I can read you the text. Basically, it says, it was draft weekend. Signing the tag immediately wasn't first thing on his mind.
I love this guy.
Got him.
He's the wild card.
I love Butler. I think it's Darius Butler on Pat McAfee when he's a guest. He said, got him. Oh, man. Is that not hilarious? George Pickens out. Let's see. What did I name my thumbnail? I can't even remember what I named my thumbnail, y'all. Okay. Pickens out Jared Jones. Isn't that crazy? I think it's hilarious, y'all. I called it. I said, ain't no way Pickens signs this deal. Ain't no way. I just didn't see it happening. I told everybody on my live. And then whenever I was informed that he did, what we thought happened, that he did sign it, I was like, it don't even matter. Even if he did sign it, he still has the advantage. I'm just so glad that, come to find out, he did not sign it. I'm so happy about this. And not the fact that I'm right, but it's typical Cowboys. But I'm telling you, George Pickens outplayed Jerry Jones on this. Because he probably had Jerry Jones thinking that he was going to sign this. And it didn't happen. My guess is Pickens, and this is what I said in my, previous lives. I said, the only way Pickens signs this is if Jerry Jones agrees to a trade. I don't know if Jerry Jones agreed to a trade. He definitely wasn't agreeing to the money, right? Giving him the deal. So I think this is why we never seen that signed. I'm telling you, I think this is just typical Cowboy behavior. It does not surprise me. This is why when this news came out, it was no surprise to me. I called it, y'all. I called it. And like I said, I had Dallas fans arguing with me over this. I was like, there's no way. Even if Pickens does sign it, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh, you want to know how I felt about it? Let me show you. Let me show you some of my new drops. Let's see. Which one is it?
No, your name Dum Dum. Oh, you in trouble, Dum Dum. You better run.
You dum dums.
10 minutes today.
Because we thought
These fucking guys.
Yeah, which one?
These journalists.
No, whoa, inside.
They're dum-dums. Jerry Jones, you a dum-dum. Stephen Jones, you a dum-dum. Some of you Dallas fans, you dum-dums too, because you believed this. You believed that Pickens, that everything was going to be fine and dandy. Pickens was going to play, and we were going to ride off into the sunset. You fools. You fools. I'm telling you, it ain't good. It ain't looking good for the Cowboys when it comes to getting that wide receiver position taken care of. I mean, if you got to think, as long as he doesn't sign it, he don't have to report to training camp. He's not going to be fined. Let's see what you say, Jimbo. That's a great point, Chelsea. It makes a ton of sense. A lot of people thought Pickens was getting traded day one of the draft when the news broke of him signing the tag. Now today, it's a different story. Yeah, and I even said, even if he did sign it, right? Even if he really did sign this, that it wasn't going to make a difference, because the only way he would have agreed to sign it is if Jerry Jones said, hey, if you sign this, we'll trade you and we're going to get draft picks out of this. Well, draft comes and goes. That's not the case no more. So unless, Jerry Jones pays him or agrees to a trade, it's stalled. And we've seen this time and time again. We've seen stalls with Ezekiel Elliott. Dak Prescott tried to stall out, but we all know kind of why Dak Prescott ended up signing the franchise tag at the time. Because I feel like with Dak Prescott's situation, the quarterback rooms in all the NFL organizations was secured, so he didn't want to lose his starting position. I mean, he was really forced. He was the certain case of where a player was forced into signing a franchise tag. But George Pickens really isn't forced into signing anything at this moment. So I'm thinking, unless Jerry Jones agrees to a trade or pays him, expect some sort of smoke show. Pickens wants his money. Exactly. And yeah, I can't blame him. The guy's talented. He put up stats. He did well for us. What is the reason why you won't pay him? You already took care of your team. It's not going to hurt you with the cap. I don't understand the math. I don't understand the Cowboy logic. Well, I do. It's a typical Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones behavior. People were bragging on Stephen Jones. They were like, he handled this good. Like, everything he said was great. Fools? No, it wasn't. Y'all got bamboozled. Not me, though. Not me. I am the very rare type of Dallas fan that is not delusional, apparently. Oh man.
Journalist.
I love Chef.
Me too.
Someone in the organization like, hey, George told us he's gonna sign. Okay.
I mean, this was a big deal at the draft. This was a big deal when we heard this happen. Like, people were
We're
screaming
with him.
behind the stage.
Yeah, he almost.
And you got to think, Adam Schefter, whoever texted Adam Schefter at the time, breaking this news, was a reliable source, and this is why Adam Schefter felt comfortable, releasing this information. But you got to think of how Adam Schefter worded it. He didn't say that Pickens had already signed it. He said present is going to sign it, but it hadn't happened yet. So I think Schefter was very careful in how he worded it, and just in case something like this was to happen, which was smart on his part.
He almost fell down. He almost walked into the wall.
Yeah, his whole shoes super wet. He did. He got soaked by water.
I had to move it, remember?
Yeah.
Hey, move this way. You're standing in just a
He could have been standing in a fire. He would have had no idea.
It was,
Oh, yeah, y'all. And shout out to G Honda, because G Honda did say that the Dallas Cowboys signed a wide receiver. Let me see which one they signed, because I can't remember now. But Dallas Cowboys just signed a wide receiver. Y'all, I got too many tabs open. Let's see. What was I going to... Okay. So, what's hilarious about this? It's a former Steeler again. So, they agreed to a one-year deal with veteran wide receiver Marquez Valdez. I can't say his name. Marquez. We're just calling him Marquez. But they added a wide receiver to a one-year deal. Y'all know. Yeah, okay, thank you, Jimbo. Him, yeah. Y'all know what that means. It's similar to an A.J. Brown situation with the Eagles, but let me tell you right now, the Eagles are in a much better situation than what the Cowboys are in. I don't know much about Marquez, but is he any type of George Pickens? I don't know. And he played for the Steelers. And as we know, the Steelers wide receivers this past season weren't that hot. Typical Cowboys. Yeah, nope. There we go. There's your answer. Man. I'm telling you.
Okay. So, on the record now, George has not signed his franchise tag, but certainly thinking about it.
Man, I just, them going to him like, hey, we need you to sign this. Like, it's draft weekend, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing.
I like the way he said that. He's like, get the F out of here. I ain't signing that.
I love George Pickens. Packers need to do whatever they need to do to trade for this guy.
I heard of Pickens going to Buffalo. Where else? Maybe the Dolphins, Raiders, I think maybe was another one. For sure, Buffalo. I can't remember the others, though. Definitely not the Dolphins now, because I think the Dolphins took a wide receiver in the draft. But Buffalo, maybe. And Green Bay sounds like a good option for Pickens.
I signed Reed.
I
You
know.
signed Wicks.
I know. I just fucking bring him home. Let's go. I need this guy. And yeah,
You
there's
know
gonna
what
be some
Pickens
bumps.
was probably like? Pickens was probably like this. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can't find this. I just added new drops, y'all. I'm excited.
I don't show it all the time, but deep down inside, like, I slap shit out of all y'all.
That's probably what Pickens was like. Dealing with the Cowboys. Jerry Jones. The Jones family. The good old Jones family.
Get in the NFL. Well, there's a spring league that has an investment for.
All right, there we go. There's that. Now let's get into what Nightcap had to say. Hey, what's up, D? Y'all go subscribe to Talk Me Through It. D, I have you a drop. I can't wait to show you. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go.
You look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. You play good, they pay good.
There we go, D. Because you said you like Deion Sanders, prime time. I thought you would like that one.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, senior NFL insider.
All right. Next is the dirty business with the Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
Yeah, we got down.
Pittsburgh is pissed about this. They feel like Dallas duped them.
Now, if y'all didn't check out my recent video, I did drop a video on this, and I also created some shorts. I'm still in the process of breaking down shorts from that video, but I'm covering it again on the live just in case y'all didn't get to see it.
Especially with the draft being in Pittsburgh, they felt embarrassed on a national stage. So there was a wild development that happened in the war room, not only in Dallas last night, but also in Pittsburgh and in Philadelphia. So the Cowboys are sitting there on the clock at pick 20. They were planning on taking Malachi Lawrence right there, but they did, entering that pick, they wanted to trade back. They had been tipped off somehow that Mekhi Lemon was going to be the pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the USC wide receiver. There's a lot of connections with that new Pittsburgh staff. Remember, Mike McCarthy is the new head coach there.
Where was Mike McCarthy? Where is Mike McCarthy, y'all? A couple years ago, Mike McCarthy was the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
He hired a lot of, assistant coaches and executives and scouts and people behind the scenes that were in Dallas just a couple of years ago. So it could have been as simple as someone in the
former Dallas staff members joined Mike McCarthy at the Steelers.
Dallas war room just shooting a text to somebody in the Pittsburgh war room, being like, "Hey, who are y'all taking here?" And them thinking, "Oh, the Cowboys are taking defense. This is just two guys, two girls talking right here." It's like, "Oh, we're taking Mekhi Lemon."
So this person at the Steelers probably thought this was a harmless conversation. They had nothing to worry about because Dallas was taking defense, and it was just two former colleagues chatting. Didn't think nothing of it, right? Wrong. Y'all don't learn how Dallas does business? What the heck? Y'all not see the Herschel Walker incident? Y'all not see how things went down with Micah Parsons during both circumstances in the draft and in the trade, and now with Pickens? Like, y'all don't see how they do business? What made you think you could talk to someone? Especially the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys call Philadelphia. Cowboys call Philadelphia. They're like, "Hey, the Steelers are going to take Mekhi Lemon.
Hey,
we know you want to."
subs away. You know what? We got enough people in here to help. So y'all make sure you go to subscribe to Talk Me Through It podcast, okay? And Pooh Man was the greatest mod in the YouTube street, kind enough to drop the link. So make sure y'all are subscribed to them.
Receiver, come up here, do this deal with us, and give us 2 fourth-round picks. And they did the deal. And Pittsburgh is pissed. Wow. Multiple sources have told me this morning.
Told this guy that Pittsburgh is ticked off at the Cowboys for how they did business. But it's your own fault. Shout out to Tiara from Talk Me Through It podcast. Let's play Tiara's drop real quick.
Would you rather find the love of your life or $11 million? Damn. Fuck that. I'm gonna take that $11 million and make her fall in love. She gonna love everything I buy. Just like that.
So Chris Brown's gonna take that $11 million and make Tiara fall in love, y'all.
Overall pick.
Hey,
hey,
that's how business works,
ain't it?
That's why Joe. That's why they call it the war room.
Yeah.
Listen.
Hey,
when it's
y'all,
time
it's just business, y'all. It's just business. What future tell us? What future tell us?
Half of the shit I tell you might be the truth, half but it might not be, man. This shit business, man.
Tried to sell it to Pepsi. Guess what Pepsi did?
What they do?
Told Coca-Cola got their FBI involved and got their ass arrested.
Let's play them while we were going. Let's go back here.
People behind the scenes that were in down here. It's like, "Oh, we're taking Mekhi Lemon." Pissed. Wow. Multiple sources have told me this morning.
Damn. I love that.
Yeah.
I love the Cowboys being petty and
It worked out great for them.
This isn't a Boy Scout troop, man. We're trying to win a championship. Who cares if the Steelers are pissed off?
There's clips out there of Mekhi
Trying to
Lemon
win a
being on the
championship, my butt. How y'all trying to win a championship and y'all can't even keep a player that's a priority, like Pickens? Y'all don't think we need him to win a championship? What the heck are y'all thinking, Dallas? I mean, for real. For real. Not paying the man? I mean, I know what y'all are thinking, because this is typical Cowboy behavior. Y'all did it with Parsons. And you know what's funny? Is since we changed our defense, the very type of body player that we needed for this type of defense, a 3-4 defense, someone like Parsons. And y'all got rid of him. And what did we have to do? Take someone in the draft similar to Parsons. Makes no, it's the same cycle over and over with the Cowboys.
phone with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then him being like, hey, why is Philadelphia calling? And his agent's running in the room. Philly just traded for you. It's going to be Philly. And he has to hang up on the Steelers.
And I said in that video, y'all, this explains why he was so confused. Like, he was confused as to what was going on. He thought for sure he was going to the Steelers. He had plenty of meetings with the Steelers. So he was set on, hey, I'm going to the Steelers. Wrong. Because Dallas, man, they got info from the Steelers, took it to the Eagles, got 2 4th-round picks out of it, and the Steelers got to move up to get Lemon. Y'all, ain't that some dysfunctional mess? Let's see if I can't find that drop.
This is some dysfunctional shit.
Yeah. All out troop, man. We're trying to win a championship. Who cares if the Steelers are pissed off?
There's clips out there of Mekhi Lemon being on the phone with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then him being like, hey, why is Philadelphia calling? And his agent's running in the room. Philly just traded for you. It's going to be Philly. And he has to hang up on the Steelers and answer the Eagles phone call and take that, and he's drafted at the 20th overall pick.
Hey, that's
how
how business
goes. Reaper, I had my messages off. My bad. This is why I don't like turning off my messages, but I have my messages off. Shout out to Reaper because he hit the Cashapp. Oh, hold on. We're going to get there. We're going to get to the drops for the money. The drops for the money, y'all. Let's see. Let me add Reaper to the MVP of today's live stream. Let me see if I can't find that too. Shout out to Reaper for hitting the Cash App. Ain't no friends in the draft, right? 3 a.m. Ain't no friends in the draft. What's up, Go Creek Creek? Good to see you. Let's play, y'all, since Reaper's probably working. Let's play Reaper's drop and let's play Creek Creek's drop. I'll do Creek Creek's first.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane?
And Reaper, you know what? I don't know why I didn't think about it. I should have known. Your other account is in Talk Me Through It podcast chat. And it wasn't clicking with me. It wasn't clocking, or whatever Justin Bieber said. But now I know. Now I know.
I keep on running back to you. Baby, I don't know why you wanted me so bad. You said you love me, no one above me, and I was all you had.
Shout out to Reaper. You know, I need to play Erroneous C's drop too, because Erroneous C was in here. I don't think I played your drop, Erroneous C.
Hey, you a bad
Shout out to you, Erroneous C.
offense. Man, this is what Ocho told me they're doing.
Ooh, hey, that's how business works, ain't it? That's why Joe. That's why they call it the war room.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. When it's time for war, ain't no love in that.
You can't. I don't.
We are
like,
trying to.
I give you a prime example. I know y'all don't remember this story, but I do. Y'all do realize that somebody stole the secrets to Coca-Cola formula, tried to sell it to Pepsi. Guess what Pepsi did? What they do? Told Coca-Cola, got the FBI involved, and got their ass arrested. Why? First of all, I don't blame the Cowboys. But why would somebody?
Why? Why? That's my question. That's what I said in that video. Why? I don't get it. Actually, I put my other drop. How? How, bro? Let me see if I can find that one.
How? Hold on, bro. How? How you? I'm saying how? Like, talk to me, bro.
That means I'm at war. Why would somebody in Pittsburgh ever divulge that information? Why would you do that? Right. Ocho, if you said it's the war room, that means I'm at war with all 31 other teams. I'm at war. Why would I divulge any information about who, what we're potentially gonna do?
Hey, you know how this business goes, right? It ain't fair. It never has been. If we have an opportunity to get one up on another team,
I don't got no problem with it. I have no problem whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
My problem is with the Steelers.
Ocho was thinking that Sharp had a problem with how they did business. I love how Ocho was just trying to, break it down of like why, why it was right with the business. That was funny.
And they thought they could trust someone. I ain't got no friends.
No friends.
Right. Ocho, you go to another team. You go to the Patriots.
Yes,
man. Ocho, what y'all do? What y'all looking like out there, man? Where they got you playing at? Man, I don't even know if I'm gonna play this week. That's what I'm saying. Right.
Right.
Anything that I say, they're gonna go back and tell the DC, or they're gonna tell the offense, man, this is what Ocho told me.
They will use information against you. It doesn't matter if it's athletes, your former teammates. It doesn't matter if it's coaches. I don't care if it's the strength training coach or the office lady or the janitor. Any type of information they're going to get, they're going to take it to the next place. Ain't nobody safe, y'all. Keep your mouth shut.
You dum-dums. Shit, hey, you know the Cowboys got 2 picks off of that, though, didn't they?
Yeah, I need to. I have some. I added one for me because Ocho's competitive like me. I added some of those, and then of course I've been adding a lot of Shannon Sharp. I got one of Shannon Sharp from this one actually. I'll show you all that. And I played it in my video, the recent video I posted.
Yeah. Did they get 2 picks off of that? Yes. From Philly moving up? Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Because, plus, you got to realize Dallas and Philly, this is not the first time. They did this with Micah and Devontae. Philly wanted Devontae Smith. Dallas had to pick. They're like, okay, we'll trade back. Just don't take Parsons. Okay, no, we want Devontae Smith.
They agreed.
Yes. I don't know what Pittsburgh was thinking in this situation. I don't know why. Why would that guy divulge that information, Ocho Joe? Why? He felt comfortable. Had to. He had to feel comfortable talking to them boys. But
hey, it's a dirty business. Man. Hey, Uncle Joe, it always has been. Not only with the players, but obviously those that wear those jackets and those ties. It's still a dirty business. You know, we saw this thing in baseball. Who's that? Well, we saw the Houston Rockets.
No, he said Houston Rockets. Give him a break. He said Houston Rockets because NBA is going on right now, right? He knew it was the Astros. Shout out to my team, the Astros.
The Houston, the Astros was stealing sign, they banging on the drums. You saw the card where somebody had all that, their portfolio, the information, the analytics and all that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, them Cowboys got some good pickups though, didn't they? I love the Caleb Downs.
Bro, who you
How the hell? How Caleb Downs
Y'all, we
slipped us?
get the greatest draft picks. Typical Cowboys, like I've been saying. Typical Cowboys. We get great draft picks, do well in the draft, all to deal with, in the end, another franchise tag player issue.
Like that. It seemed like somebody was saying he had some knee issues. Is that correct?
And this was false. This was false reporting. I got heated over this in the last guest live that I was on. I got heated in this because this guy tried to bring that up, and I was like, no. I was like, that was false. Whoever said that, I don't know how that rumor got started, but it ended up benefiting the Dallas Cowboys, obviously, because Downs dropped in the draft. But Downs played the entire college years, never once sat out. So the entire time he was at Alabama, he played. The entire time he was at Ohio State, he played. He never once sat out or had any type of injury. And you guys can Google it for yourselves. But those accusations had no merit.
I mean, from what I've been hearing, hell, they were talking about how he's like one of the, if not the best prospect in the draft.
He up there. He went up. Hey, he's a great pick. That's one of those picks you really can't miss. And y'all got another
Malachi Lawrence.
Nah, Jayshawn Barham. I think edge rusher.
When they drafted him today?
Yep, third round in the third round.
Hold on, didn't they get Rodriguez from Texas Tech?
We got lucky in the draft. But when Shannon Sharp called them dum-dums, I clipped that, y'all. I was like, man, that's a good drop. So I added that to my videos, or my funny little memes. Let's see, which one is it? Here we go.
You dum-dums.
Got that one, and then I added this one.
No, your name Dum-Dum. Oh, you in trouble, Dum-Dum. You better run.
That's how I feel about Jerry Jones. You a dum-dum. You better run. Okay, let's see. What's next on here? We have... Let's see, do I want to get into this?
About the biggest winners. And I'm going to start off with my Dallas Cowboys, their draft class, including Caleb Downs. I'm here for it. Malachi Lawrence. I'm here for it. Some more very talented players. We had a wide receiver, Anthony Smith, out of ECU. Devin Moore, big athletic corner. Also got another offensive lineman, Drew Shelton from Penn State. Jayshawn Barham and LT Overton on the defensive line.
Roll Tide to Overton. Overton, he played for Alabama.
This unit that the Dallas Cowboys got, I believe they were one of the biggest winners of the draft. How do you guys feel about what the Cowboys brought in? All right, look, Prize Picks is America's
I hate when they put ads in their little videos here. And now I gotta try to skip through it. Let's see. There we go.
I love what the Cowboys did. I think the Cowboys were a B+, if you were to ask me, and I'll get to that more later. I love what the Cowboys did. Love what the Cowboys...
What's up, Danny? Good to see you here. B+, my butt. Y'all, I don't know why he said B+. Unless he's going to bring up that knee thing. Then I'm going to get ticked off. Because let me tell you what Google says. It's not just Google. It's just the truth in general. Because I witnessed it for myself, y'all. I witnessed it for myself. I seen Caleb Downs play the entire college career. I seen him at Alabama. I seen him at Ohio State. I know what I'm talking about. He never once set out for an injury. It kind of hurts me, though. It just kind of hurts me when people talk about this.
That kind of hurted me, though. Because it's like, why would you think that of me?
Because I be feeling like everybody lying. Nigga, you lying.
I feel like everybody lying.
need. Defensively, you have to replace Bobby Okereke and all of the tackles.
All right. Let's see what it says. I got 500 tabs. I got the max tabs open, y'all, for Googling. I Google a lot. What was I Googling? Caleb Downs injury. I think that's in my search history. Somewhere. I've been Googling a lot about Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs. Knee injury. Yeah, that's one of my favorites, CDT. So, as of late April 2026, reports surrounding the significant knee injury for Ohio State and Alabama safety Caleb Downs ahead of the draft have been largely dismissed. Y'all, these reports, I don't know how the rumor got started, but like I said, it benefited the Cowboys, so I'm not mad at it. What if, y'all, I didn't think about this. What if it was the Dallas Cowboys that started that rumor somehow in order to get Caleb Downs? It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me one bit. But the reports have largely been dismissed by the player himself and by medical staff, deemed unsubstantiated by many team sources. And you gotta think, he played his entire college career. I don't know how people let a rumor like that slide. I don't get it. Oh, it reminds me of what me and CDT Beats were talking about, though. How we were talking about this literally in Coop's chat this morning. But people will go off a complete lie without knowing the truth. And it's defamation, slander. Like, they don't care if anything's serious. They don't take it seriously when you make false accusations on someone. This is literally what me and CDTBs were talking about. Making false reports on Caleb Downs. Like I said, I'm not mad at it because Dallas ended up getting him, but that kind of ticks me off.
What the Cowboys did. I think getting Caleb Downs, number one, is a gigantic addition. And I also think Lawrence probably has some of the most upside of any first-round pick, particularly being how much of an unknown commodity he was. Biggest winner for me in the division, the New York Giants. Wow. Because the New York Giants, they tended to every single need. Defensively, you have to replace Bobby Okereke and all of the tackles that he's capable of getting. Number one, you get a versatile player when you get Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese definitely has the highest upside because he's a 4-4
I'm trying to
running.
think of what I graded. So I have grades for each of the teams. Let me go back to my notes. I put it in my notes. I want to see what I put for the Giants, because I mean, I did think they did well. I gave the Giants a B, and the reason why I gave them a B, I put in my notes, let's see. Well, I can't read what I put in my notes for why I gave them a B. Maybe it was like the coaching changes, just getting adjusted with new teammates. All of that. I feel like that's an impact. That's why I gave him a B. But I gave Dallas an A, I think. Let me go to my notes on Dallas. Yeah, I gave Dallas an A. And I only took off points because the Pickens situation, I knew, y'all. I called that. I knew the Pickens situation wasn't fixed. I knew dang well. So I deducted, honestly, they should drop now that we know about Pickens. But this is just simply for the draft, so I guess I'll keep the grade when it comes to the draft. But, who did we get? Lawrence. I took off a few points for Lawrence. But it was just things that are coachable. Like, he can gain lower body strength and all those things.
defending caliber freakazoid athlete. You can play him at an off-ball stand-up linebacker or you can play him in an edge rusher. But the most important thing, Arvell Reese makes Kayvon Thibodeau able to be relinquished. Kayvon Thibodeau, can you protect him? Plus Cam Scatterboo and the winners of the NFL draft.
You know, TJ, you're in the building now. We're going over our biggest winners. I said
skipping
Cowboys, he
through
said
some of what he
Giants.
says.
Do you have a big winner?
I'm glad to be here. Sorry
go.
I'm late to the people.
No stress, It's all good.
We
No
had
stress.
7-on-7.
Yep.
Started our first game at 12.
Okay.
We won the championship.
Let's go! Shout out to the
championship.
Hell yeah.
Only team in there undefeated.
Okay.
Nico, Crew, Carter, Ford. Went to work.
So we picked the Raiders.
Okay. We won it all, so you know how I'm dressed. This is how I was at. If I
listen.
came straight
Okay.
here.
We stay witness.
I'm late for a reason.
There we go.
A hell of a reason.
Hell of a reason. We got out of championship today.
Undefeated.
Come on now.
Undefeated.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get a round of applause for that. That's what I'm talking about.
But for sure, the winner of the draft, right? For me, and I can't believe I'm saying this. It's the Raiders.
Wow.
Yeah, I like it.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
I like it.
When you get
So let me see what I put for the Raiders. A-. I put A- for the Raiders just because, again, coaching changes. We got to see what Kirk Cousins can do. At the time, he's going to be trying to develop Mendoza. So I gave them an A-. I think they did great.
you get Fernando Mendoza.
Yep.
And I believe he's going to be a good player. I don't know if he's going to be a generational player, but I believe he will be a good player.
Yep.
But I think he's healthy.
Skip
Gonna
through
be
some of this.
10-year players.
Ashton Genty in that backfield, both of those guys, 1,000-yard
The same team at the same position opposite each other. Like, that competition is just going to bring excellence. AJ Terrell is already a top 5, top 6 corner in the National Football League. Now imagine how he can continue to groom his brother under his wing and make him a top 5, top 10 cornerback in the National Football League. Excellent, excellent, excellent. The pick that nobody is talking about. Wow. Zachariah Branch.
Zach Branch at third round. Yeah.
Zachariah Branch, model type of names and type of games. That is who Zachariah Branch is. I saw him at so he was one of the top players coming out of high school.
He was a top player in college.
He was one of the top players in college as well. They're athletic. And Harold Perkins can make plays anywhere.
The Falcons had the type of draft that in 2 years you'll be like, wait, what? They were on the same draft class?
Yeah.
Like,
Let me
you
see. I
gonna
want
look
to
back
see
like,
what I put for the Falcons. B+. Put B+ for the Falcons. Because we got to see what Tua can do. New teammates, new coaching, all of that.
wait, they got Perkins and Branch and Terrell in the same draft. Like, they have that type of draft. The Atlanta Falcons had the sneaky best draft in this whole group.
I disagree with them. Ah, man, I disagree with how they graded some of these.
Next year.
Yep.
And he also guarded
Wesco.
Brian Wesco, who's going to be a first-round pick next year.
Yep.
So he's in practice going against nothing but good receivers. He can really go. Harold Perkins, Acho.
Yep.
Man, I watched a ton of LSU games. Play that.
Is that where you guys will put him?
Yeah. What
I
I'm doing
want to
is
make him. You want stack backer, but instinctually, he's best when he's getting after the quarterback. If he can put on 12 pounds, he can play defensive end in the National Football League at 232.
Yeah.
We'll see
He
what
can play
you
that.
said,
Is that
Jimbo. You
where-
said, I liked Lawrence, but not where he was taken in the draft. I feel like you could have traded back and get more picks. I'm good with Lawrence. I think Lawrence was a great pick. I think it was good where they got him. I do think Lawrence will be fine, especially under the new defensive coordinator.
You guys will put him.
What
I
I'm doing
want to
is
make him. You want him to be successful.
on third down, when you come
Go
in
get
and you
the
rush the
quarterback.
passer, go get the quarterback. When you know they're not going to run the ball.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
if they have to run the ball, I don't want a 220-pound defensive end. But in this era of the National Football League, bruh,
He can have that role.
Yes, sir.
And then Zach Branch.
Talk about it, please.
To Georgia, he lost about 10 to 12 pounds in that electricity.
He's amazing. A top 5 most electric player, top 10 in the
I
NFL.
wanted to see where.
He guarded TJ Moore, who
Had the type of draft that in 2 years you'll be like, wait, what? They were on the same draft?
bro,
Harold
the
Perkins.
fact that he went in the 6th round is crazy.
Can we be honest about him? If y'all are familiar with the name Tavon Austin, if y'all are familiar with any of those lightning in a bottle type of names and type of games, that is who Zachariah Branch is. I saw him at 6th corner in the National Football League. Now imagine how he can continue to groom his brother under his wing and make him a top 5. That was a quality pickup. He can play inside or outside. Mike Washington Jr., though, too, you get a big, athletic running back to complement Ashton Genty in that
I don't know
backfield.
where it's at, but there was one part where Care Bear had asked Osho and TJ, where would you place Caleb Downs in the 3-4 defense? And I love that question, y'all. Of course, I'm biased to that question because I watched Caleb Downs under Nick Saban whenever he was at Alabama before he transferred to Ohio State. And if y'all don't know, Nick Saban ran a 3-4 defense. And he would have a lot of nickels and safeties and all of that. But Caleb Downs played safety. So I was like, man, you got to put him in safety. Sure enough, they said safety. So I did agree with them on that. But the grades was not my favorite. How they graded the teams, I didn't agree with that. What's up, Dylan Walker? Oh, wow. Almost like the Steelers knew what they were doing despite all the flack they got. I don't know if Pickens will get traded, but I knew he'd be a blank. Oh man, that's a hot take. I don't think it's anything to do with Pickens. Pickens has been great. Pickens put up stats. He wasn't a problem off the field. He was great. Now, I think the main problem is going to be Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. How they did business. Because they have a history of doing business like this. And it's their own fault. And look at how they did the Steelers. It was reported, and this came from multiple sources. Multiple sources said that someone in the Steelers organization released the information. They really wanted Lemon, right? And Lemon, he thought he was going to the Steelers. He was on the phone with the Steelers. He was about to get drafted by the Steelers. But as we know, whoever leaked that information from the Steelers to Dallas messed up big time. Because Dallas used that against them and took it to the Eagles in order to get 2 fourth-round draft picks. So it worked out for Dallas and it worked out for the Eagles. The only ones that hurt was the Steelers. It's unfortunate, but that's just business, as we covered earlier. Sorry to curse. It was autocorrect. No, you're good. You're good. Welcome, Dylan. Glad to have you here. Was that all I wanted to cover on Dallas? I believe so. The Eagles probably blanked up, though, because if the Steelers wanted Lemon, he was probably going to be a problem, too. No, not necessarily, because you got to think. With the draft grades and according to how they performed in college, which, you know, none of us know how these draft picks are going to perform once they hit the field on an NFL level, right? We don't know. We can't. This is just a prediction. But based off these predictions, Dallas gets an A. I think the Eagles. What did I give the Eagles? Let's see what I gave the Eagles. I gave the Eagles a B+. And Dallas got an A. I think I gave the Eagles a B+ because I think they drafted a quarterback, didn't they? But I gave the Eagles a B+. So they did good. The Steelers, however, got a C+. And it was because of some of their players being a risk.
It's a 1,000-yard rush
in Seattle.
Yeah.
With Charbonnet.
Back off of that. I like what the Raiders did in this draft as well. Mike Washington Jr. last year. I'm excited to see what that tandem's going to.
Atlanta Falcons.
I like
Well,
that.
Atlanta Falcons. You go.
I'm a Steelers fan. We get a B. B maybe. Shout out to you. I like Mike Tomlin. we're going to talk about Mike Tomlin. I have the most respect for Mike Tomlin. I have the most respect for the Steelers organization because of how they kept their head coaches. And they just provide stability compared to all the other organizations. Now, that's not to say Mike McCarthy's going to last there forever, right? Because Mike McCarthy's older. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Mike McCarthy being hired there, but I get it. And if you have Aaron Rodgers returning, which is most likely going to be the case, I'm not mad at it. I think if you have Aaron Rodgers, you're going to be able to do something, right? I think it's what McCarthy wanted, though, so we'll see. If it's what McCarthy wanted, I would tread lightly with that. There's a reason why, I'm telling you. McCarthy got fired from Green Bay because he wanted to be head coach and offensive coordinator. The offense wasn't vibing with Mike McCarthy. I even have a clip of Aaron Rodgers telling Mike McCarthy, stupid effing call. And it was well talked about that the only reason why they made it to a Super Bowl was because of Aaron Rodgers in the offense. It had little to do with Mike McCarthy's play calling because it was trash. And then what did he do? Same thing at Dallas Cowboys. He let Kellen Moore keep his job for a little while, and then he wanted to push him out. So I feel like he wanted to redeem himself and try to prove that he could be head coach and offensive coordinator, because it didn't work out for him at Green Bay, so then he was going to try it again at Dallas. So Kellen Moore gets pushed out the door, and then what happens? Mike McCarthy takes over head coach and offensive coordinating. That doesn't work out for him at Dallas. He gets fired, goes without a job for a few years, and now is with the Steelers. So with Mike McCarthy's decision making, I'd be a little bit weary. I'd tread carefully. Your biggest hope, in my opinion, is banking on Aaron Rodgers returning. Because I really think the quarterback position is what's going to make it or break it for y'all. And you have to have the key pieces to pass to. The one pick that I did like was y'all picked Delaney out of LSU. I liked that pick. But there was a lot of questionable decisions with the Steelers in the draft. Congratulations on 306 subscribers. Wow, thank you, Reaper. I didn't even know I hit 306. Y'all, I have yet to update the subscriber goal. Y'all know we're slowly making the first downs on the YouTube field, and that's crazy. That's crazy that I hit 306, and I have not yet updated my subscriber goal to change it to, what was I going to change it to? I was going to change it to 310. We're almost at 310. So the next subscriber goal that you'll see hopefully is 310. Let's see what you said, Dylan. I think the Steelers' whole point with McCarthy was to shift the team slightly more offensively for a few years at least. I definitely think because y'all have been weak in the quarterback position and there hasn't been stability there, I think that's why they wanted to bring Mike McCarthy on. Plus, even though it was well known that Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy had, I wouldn't say burned bridges, but they definitely were on the best of terms. They tolerated each other. That's how I'll put it. They tolerated each other. They had a mutual respect for each other, but Aaron Rodgers has been highly critical of Mike McCarthy. He said, I have a clip of him saying, I once had a head coach, referring to Mike McCarthy, that said analytics were for losers, and we all know Mike McCarthy did not like analytics, right? He did not embrace analytics. Now, I feel like in modern times, he's done better with that, but Aaron Rodgers was referring to him, and that was most recently on the Pat McAfee show. Lately, he's been talking more positive, like they've had private conversations, and it's been positive, and I am very hopeful that Aaron Rodgers is returning, but we'll see. You gotta start thinking bigger, girl. Change that thing to 500. Yeah, the only reason why I don't change it to 500 is because I think about small, maintainable goals. Like, just small, maintainable goals. You know, you think about getting a first down. You gotta get 10 yards to get that first down. So if I can just get 10 subs each time. So if I hit, like, going from 290 to 300, 300 to 310, and then it'll be 310 to 320. So just slowly making the first downs on the YouTube field is my goal. I don't want to just jump the gun, but I mean, of course, the big picture is definitely hitting 500. That's the big picture for sure. But you know, just to keep things grounded for my mental health, I'm just gonna say 310. 310 is the next goal. All right. Turn my phone ringer on. Why? Why? Did you send? Oh, Reaper, I got your Cash App. I don't know if you've seen it earlier. Reaper, tell me if you've seen it earlier. But I played the money drop for you, and I played your drop. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh yeah, and I added you to the little banner up here, the Playmaker banner. So let me know if you've seen it, Reaper. If you didn't get to see it, I'll play it again for you. Aw, Reaper, you just messing with me. Aw, man. Okay. Moving on, y'all. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Speaking of, since we got a Steelers fan in the chat, we're going to get into Mike Tomlin. Because Mike Tomlin recently joined NBC.
Here today, and we interrupt this NBA Showtime to break the news that Mike Tomlin will be joining us this fall for Football Night in America. Welcome to the team, Coach. I'm so excited to have you. We're going to have a great season.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to learning from you.
Let's go. And you clean up nice. It's weird to not see you in, like, the sideline gear.
I know usually I'm in the equipment room issue, but
I'm telling you, Mike Tomlin is going to be great at being a sports analyst. He has the personality for it. I thought, what's his name? Tony, the guy that was the former Colts head coach, like, great coach. I just thought he was so boring and dull, and I really felt like he was beefing with Rodney Harrison, because they just seemed to just go at each other. And, well, not so much Rodney Harrison, but anytime Rodney Harrison would say something, it was like the former Colts head coach had a problem with it. And he just seemed dull. Like I said, dull. I wasn't the biggest fan of him. I think adding Mike Tomlin adds more fun personality. It's a great addition to counter Maria Taylor's energy. I think that's her name, Maria Taylor. She played volleyball for Georgia, but I believe that's her name.
I got a small wardrobe. I'm working on it, though.
I love it. I'm curious, though. When did you have the blink moment? You always say don't blink, but you had to have a moment when you think about your 19-year career and decide that it was time to walk away and go on to something new. When was that for you?
You know, it's probably not an overnight decision, but it's probably not something that I could articulate or share with people. There's a loneliness with leadership.
You said, when was I someone hired as a coach again? No, but I would, let me tell you, Reaper, that is one coach I wish the Dallas Cowboys could get. But y'all know Jerry Jones will never let that happen. He wants too much control of the Dallas Cowboys. This is why Jerry Jones is the owner and the GM, right? He wants too much control. This is why we don't get coaches like Mike Tomlin. But I love Mike Tomlin.
It was a good time for me personally, and by that I mean just where I am in life. And I thought it was a good time for the organization, to be quite honest with you. We didn't have a lot of success in the playoffs in recent years, and there's just some veteran players there, man, guys like Cam Hayward and T.J. Watt and Boswell, man, that I thought that were worthy of the excitement and the optimism associated with new leadership.
So he thought that it was time for new leadership. You know, he thought his time was at an end. He thought maybe he wasn't connecting with the players, I guess, which I find that hard to believe, but I get it. I get it. Being there for 19 years is just insane to think about when you think of the coaching carousel that always gets talked about. Just for him to remain with the Steelers for 19 years, not get fired. And the Steelers, let me tell you, the Steelers would have allowed him to stay another year. They were waiting for him to sign papers to be on another deal. But he knew what was best for the Steelers organization. I respect him so much for that. He thought, it's time. And I get it, because it was near an end. But he's still a brilliant head coach. Much respect to him.
And so you're probably like, okay, so now what do I do? I know that I've seen you at baseball games. You came to a Knicks game. I feel like that was a big part of the recruitment, by the way, of Mike Tomlin. But you make the decision to go into broadcasting. What made you decide you wanted to take everything you've learned being in leadership in the NFL as a head coach to the stage in front of the camera?
I love Maria Taylor, y'all. She's one of my favorites. So I've talked about it before. I like Mina Kimes, Alyssa Lang, and I would go Maria Taylor. I really like her.
I just thought it'd be a great way to stay connected to the game and the awesome people in it. Players, coaches, executives, and excited about doing that on Sunday night.
Maria Taylor, yeah, she's a woman. She's very well known in the sports world. She's covered, let's see, she covered the SEC, covered ESPN, she covered the WNBA, and then she's on NBC. Right, whenever this was announced, she was covering the NBA. So I find that so fascinating. But I'm so excited for her to have Mike Tomlin join.
Traveling to different venues and getting that feel for the environment. And lastly, I just thought it'd be awesome to share insight with fellow football lovers. I love to talk football. And so that's just an exciting component for me. I got to admit, though, there's going to be some anxiety about stepping into a new space, but good anxiety. It's good to be uncomfortable, the growth associated with that. And so, man, I'm fired up about it.
Yeah, I got your back. Don't worry about it.
Hey, you better have my front, too. You better have my...
I'm also curious, though. You just said it. We're going to travel every single week for Football Night in America. That's a part of this announcement of Mike Tomlin also joining us. But what were you doing during the draft? For the first time in 19 seasons, you didn't have to be locked in a war room somewhere figuring out who you wanted to take. How do you spend your time now? What are we doing?
That's a good question. I was at a cigar bar hanging out with some guys. And
when he said he was at a cigar bar, I lost it, y'all. I lost it. Picturing Mike Tomlin. I mean, I can see it, right? I can see Mike Tomlin at a cigar bar with the guys, just enjoying the draft. I think it's funny, though.
Supposedly watching the draft, but you start telling war stories and so forth, the draft's watching you. But it was fun to watch it through a different lens. And when you're not on the clock, you can just appreciate what a significant moment that is for the young people. And so to watch those guys get drafted, man, and live out a component of their dreams. Now, we all know now the work starts, but that was a big night for those guys, and it's just fun to just watch it from that perspective.
All right, I can't let you leave here
I love Mike Tomlin's wisdom, and I love his fun personality. You said, Mo, that you've heard him before. He's very passionate. That's so true, because I've posted his famous clips before, but there's one where he's like, if you blink, rip your eyelids off. There's just different things he's said. That is so funny. That I think adds a lot of personality to sports analyst work.
Putting you to work just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit.
Okay.
Can you tell me who you believe will be the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Y'all, here we go. This is why I told y'all I love Maria Taylor. I love the questions she asked. So she wasn't afraid to ask him his thoughts on Aaron Rodgers' return.
Man, if you got a gun to my head, I'd say it's AR. I just think
He strongly believes. After Mike Tomlin said that he thought Aaron Rodgers was coming back, I'm like, y'all, I see it happening. I see it happening because Mike Tomlin really had a chance to get to know Aaron Rodgers. They had a bond. Aaron Rodgers really respected how Mike Tomlin made him feel as a player. He said that he didn't feel like a player with him. He felt like, they were colleagues and that Mike Tomlin respected how long Aaron Rodgers has been in the league. And he didn't get that everywhere else from all these other different coaches. More times than not, it was just coaches still trying to treat him like a child in a way.
Aaron, I just think being around him for the 12 months that I'm around him, he got a love affair with the game of football. And not only the game, but the process. The informal moments, the development of younger guys, the interaction with teammates.
That just speaks volumes. I know that Aaron Rodgers gets a lot of hate, but what Mike Tomlin is saying about Aaron Rodgers speaks volumes to his character as a athlete, as a player, as a quarterback. Because he said that his mindset, how he approached the younger players and wanting to help them learn, and you've seen it with Love. I get why people have some hate for Aaron Rodgers, right? Because he is very controversial. I get it. But what Mike Tomlin said of him as an athlete, as a player, I respect that. And I trust his input.
Addiction to that. And there's only one way to feed it. And certainly he is still capable and in really good shape. And so I think at the end of the day, he'll play football.
Mm-hmm. Well, at the end of the day, what you just proved right now is that you're going to be an amazing teammate and addition to Football Night in America, because the story right there is everything we need on Sundays.
So, the fact, and another thing too that I didn't mention, I don't know if I can say this, but the fact that Mike Tomlin said, if you put I guess I could say it because he said it and I'm playing the video, right? But the fact that Mike Tomlin said, if you put a gun to my head right now, I'm saying Aaron Rodgers. That tells me all I need to know. He's willing to put his life on the line to bet it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. Let me play From the Black Couch's drop. Shout out to From the Black Couch for being here, and I'll get to y'all's chats. Shout out to From the Black Couch. Alright, let me see what you said. Shaq's daughter left TSU. I didn't know about this. Reaper. As a Steelers fan since 2004, I've loved Tomlin, but I think Tomlin is right. His way was stable, and a change to energize the team was the right move. I'm glad he did. He did it, and I'm hoping he makes a lot of money. Yeah, me too. Like I said, I have so much respect for that man, and it's similar to how I felt about Nick Saban, right? Nick Saban, similar situation. He felt he could no longer give the energy he needed to the team. There was a lot of changes happening. That was going to be more time consuming. He was older. And so he thought, it's time to call it quits. I respect, even though I really miss him, I really miss Nick Saban. Nick Saban reminds me a lot of my dad, but I respect it. I respect it just like I respect Mike Tomlin. What's up, Stephen James? Good to have you here. Stephen James, let me ask you if you want this drop. Because are you a Jets fan? I can't remember. I think you're a Jets fan, Buffalo fan. Did you say Giants as well? I can't remember. But let me know if you are a Jets fan, because I kind of want to make this one clip that I got your drop. Aw, he's the we do not care guy. Yes, yes. I'm here to tell you right now. We do not care. I love that. Chelsea, Lady of Sports. Hey, that has a nice ring to it. I like that, Stephen James. Now let me go down here. Couchalini? Couchalini? Huh? Couchalini? Am I saying that right? I shouldn't even ask y'all if I'm saying that right. I'd like a close-up of her. Couch, do not talk bad about her. She's wonderful, y'all. She's a wonderful person. I'm telling you. Like, I don't make fun of her. I look up to her. Chelsea, New York Giants, Bills, and the New York Jets. Okay. Well, see, I have this one, and I want to make it your job, but I want to see if you're cool with it first. Oh, wait. I have it under my memes. I forgot about this guy. Herman, what was his name? Herman Edwards, I think. Let me see which one it is. I'm trying to find it.
This whole conversation bothers me big time. It really does.
I thought about making that your drop for the show. Herman, I think his name was Herman Edwards. But let me know if you're cool with it. Okay, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I also have that on. I haven't added it, but I also have the we play to win. I was gonna add that to my new intro at the beginning to switch up the clips, but I could add that for you as well if you wanted it. Okay, you're good with that? Let me see if I can't show you all that clip right now, because it's funny. Only take a second. Okay, go to, I think I have it saved under funny coaches. There we go. I don't know if I have two of these or just one.
You bristling up?
Wait.
Just make sure you're not.
I gotta clip it down, but this could be your drop.
You bristling up? Just make sure you're not. Because I can bristle up too now. I mean, you ask a question like that, and I'm trying to give you a logical answer. That's unthinkable to me. That you have an opportunity in your lifetime to be a professional, that you think about quitting. See, you don't quit it, and you don't quit in sports. You retire. You don't get to quit. That's not an option. See, someone told me that a long time ago. That ain't even an option. The person told me that, he ain't here anymore. He died. This is what's great about sports.
The fact that he said that person, he ain't even here no more. He died. He went from 0 to 100 real quick with that.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
You play to win the game. Oh, man. Yes, you play to win the game. But I can clip that up and make that part. You play to win the game. I can make that your drop. Now, CDT Beats, help me find one for Mo. Mo's the one I need a drop for. Because Mo hasn't sent me nothing. Okay. I wanted to get into the Eagles.
Mekhi Lemon ended up getting selected by the Philadelphia Eagles with the 20th pick. This is what he had to say.
The helmet to this moment right here, being a first-round pick in the NFL draft. What has defined your journey?
I feel like Laura Rutledge. Laura Rutledge is a good reporter. She's not at the Mina Kimes level of understanding football, but she is pretty solid.
Just so blessed right now. You know, I just praise the Lord for every moment, really. It's a dream come true. I can't even believe this right now.
When you look out at those Philly fans and you think about the fan base that's about to embrace you with open arms, what will they love most about you?
Hey, they getting the door. This ready to work, for real. I ain't doing no plan.
Ain't doing no playing, is what Mekhi Lemon had to say. He's already getting busy with his teammates, him and Devontae Smith.
So there's many talks of the wide receiver room because you got all small body type wide receivers. You don't really have someone like Devontae Adams, Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, and A.J. Brown. Because we all know A.J. Brown's likely getting traded to the Patriots. So there's big talks questioning this.
76ers game 3. You know, them repping for the city
and they got their ass kicked.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are getting their ass kicked for sure. The
Shout
76ers
to
getting whooped.
Boston.
But, fellas, how do we feel about Mekhi Lemon? Do you think he can replace A.J. Brown?
Replace A.J. Brown? Nah, they're two different type of players. A.J. is a huge human being that plays receiver. Mekhi's just a different player. Smitty will now go into that number 1 receiver role. Obviously, with Mekhi being a first-round pick,
I would love to see Devontae Smith. Y'all know I'm biased, but I would love to see Devontae Smith wide receiver 1.
Want him to get the ball. But what happens with Dontavian Wicks, because he can play and he's going to get on that practice field and show you, like, hey, I can really go. Yeah. And when they see that, how is it going to be? Because you have a first-round pick, a receiver that you want to get in the game and you want to get the ball. But you're also a team that doesn't throw the ball often. That's the only thing the only problem I have with the pick is the Philadelphia Eagles supposedly want to get back to running the ball more, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So why are you drafting a receiver in the first round? You already got a receiver in Smitty, Dontavian Wicks, Hollywood Brown that you can get the ball to. And you're a team that wants to go back to running the ball more than you throw it. So he's a good player. Yeah, they getting the dog, but he replace A.J. Brown, that's not going to happen.
He's a good player. He's a good player.
I think, like what Ocho had talked about before, they wanted the more twitchy wide receivers. And I'm not mad at this. I really hope what comes out of this is people see that you don't need those big body wide receivers to make plays, to accomplish things. I hope that's what comes out of this. And you know, I know it's crazy hearing this from a Dallas fan, right? But I would love to see it. I would love to see them prove the naysayers wrong. You know, Alabama has this saying from Nick Saban. It's LANK. And it stands for let a naysayer know. I hope all the talks that have been going on with the Eagles, I hope they let the naysayers know.
What I like about him is he's physical. And I don't know if the Eagles necessarily have that with A.J. Brown gone. Once A.J. Brown is gone. Like, you need somebody who's not afraid to do the dirty work. And I think that's what Mekhi Lemon is going to be. He's going to be that player that's not afraid to go out there and block. He's not afraid to line up in the backfield, run a swing route. He's not afraid to go out there in the slot and run across the middle and have to match up against a linebacker. The tension for me, though, is now the Eagles have a whole bunch of, like, small receivers.
See, here we go. Yeah. We're getting into the small receiver discussion.
Devontae Smith, small guy.
I mean, he's thin. Smitty about 6 feet.
Yeah, but he's small.
Dontavian Wicks about 6'2", probably about 190.
That's my point.
Yeah, AJ.
Where are the two bill dudes?
AJ 6'3", 225, 230.
And bro, AJ is my size, bro.
Yeah, big dude.
I went up to AJ. I was like,
yeah, AJ's huge.
Like, AJ's my size. So now the only dilemma is, like, there's no easy outlet throws. I'm going to just throw a jump ball.
I'm just gonna throw red zone. I'm gonna just throw a goal line fade and just trust it. There's no TJ Houshmandzadeh.
Like that game against the Rams where it was like, okay,
AJ just said, give me this.
Yes.
I'm going somewhere. Back in the day when AJ caught that ball in the Titans and said 1, 2, 3 because they all fell down. You do not have that. I like Mekhi Lemon. I don't know, T, is he Emmanuel Sanders-esque?
No. He doesn't have.
Not that speed.
One, he's heavier. Okay. He doesn't have the shiftiness, that suddenness.
I've heard
that
the opposite. I've heard he's shifty. I've heard that he is compared to a Puka Nacua. I mean, I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard some say, he's, a small wide receiver like Wicks, Hollywood, and Smitty. And then I've also heard the other side of the positive talks. I mean, we really don't know until the cleats hit the turf. That's gonna be my new saying, y'all. We're not gonna, how rubber meets the road. The new saying around here is going to be, we don't know till the cleats hit the turf how this is gonna go. Y'all, I'm patenting this phrase, or I'm going to try to patent this phrase. Y'all don't steal it, okay? But, you're not gonna know until the cleats hit the turf how they're going to perform. So all the naysayer talks really don't mean nothing. The grades really don't mean anything. We've talked about this before. It really just means nothing. So I don't want to discredit him. These are all just theories.
He know. Emmanuel said,
yeah,
he had that.
Yeah.
Mekhi doesn't have that, but what Mekhi, he's strong. And he's going to make contested catches. But the only thing is, when you get to the league, the smaller guys, them contested catches are a lot harder.
Now,
is it fair for me to...
like the guy can't gain weight. They act like the guy can't hit the gym and do strength training. They're going to get him up to the fitness standards, right? These are things that can be achievable.
Say Mekhi Lemon is like a snack-sized Puka Nacua, because that's what he kind of reminds me of. That's what he plays like. He's like fast.
To Puka Nacua, I've never heard someone say snack-sized Puka Nacua. That's a new one. I think that's funny, but like I said before, I've heard him compared to a Puka Nacua.
Like a snack-sized Puka.
No, they're about what speed-wise. That's a good comparison.
Neither of them are incredibly slippery. Neither of them are incredibly quick twitch. They just make wild plays. They're very physical. They play bigger than they are. They're hard to bring down. They do the dirty work. They're not afraid to block you. Like Mekhi Lemon is like a snack-sized Puka.
You watch some of these throws that Jordan Maava is making to Mekhi. A lot of them he's covered. He's just making the play.
Correct.
Jalen Hurts gonna make these throws?
He ain't throwing 50-50 balls.
You see what I'm saying? Is Jalen Hurts?
Is Jalen Hurts going to put
all the negative talk on Jalen Hurts? I hate it.
Is Jalen Hurts gonna make these contested throws and say my receiver is gonna come down with him? Is he making that throw? That's what I'm saying.
Wait for the next one. Hold on. Wait for after this one. Y'all stop what you're doing and watch this next throw, because this is the most important part of the conversation. I don't know
the corner route, right?
Yes.
That right there. Is he making that throw? There's two guys around him.
Jalen Hurts thread the needle. They acting like the man never threw a ball in his life. They're treating Jalen Hurts like a rookie. It's ridiculous.
Jalen likes protecting the football.
So
and that's another reason why
we haven't seen him make those throws to A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
So is he now going to make these throws for Ricky Mekhi Lemon?
He'll make them to A.J.
when he make these throws to Devontae Smith. What are we talking about? I've seen Devontae Smith in heavy coverage, and Jalen Hurts threads the needle and drops a dime. What are we talking about here? You might not have seen it with A.J. Brown. Sure, you didn't see that with A.J. Brown last season. But why did you not see that? Because he wasn't a factor in the game. And this is why A.J. Brown wanted to leave. Because Jalen Hurts couldn't utilize him. He was getting more passes to Devontae Smith. They were running the ball, and this is why A.J. Brown was frustrated. He wanted better stats, and this is why he wants to leave. Likely to go to the Patriots. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Of course he didn't do it this past season.
One-on-one on the outside. But even then, this past season, we saw him not making those throws as much as he should have, though.
You'll make those throws to a 6'2", 6'3" A.J. Brown. You're going to make those throws to a 5'11" McCollum.
I think Hurts is just being a smart quarterback. I would rather him be smart with his decision-making in the pocket than throw interceptions. You know who defended Jalen Hurts out of all people? Let's see, where is it at? Let me find it, y'all.
Easy as that young man was with the gun, and he shouldn't be doing that. And as crazy as that old lady was with the bus, the Philadelphia Eagles right now are equally as crazy. Tell me how the hell I'm sitting here listening to and watching everybody trip talking about the goodwill that they have run out of when it comes to Jalen Hurts. Could you imagine if Jalen Hurts' accomplishments were wrapped around Josh Allen? You think they would even have a thought about saying, well, this is a spot in the road for Jalen Hurts? If Jalen Hurts' accomplishments were wrapped around Joe Burrow, you think anybody anywhere in Cincinnati or anywhere in the world would be saying it's a make it or break it year for Joe? And for the Philadelphia Eagles to be saying it is as crazy as those other two situations.
Y'all, you've had the reporters talking about it. You've had people within the organization talking about it. It's insane.
What the hell?
Hearing Michael Irvin say, what the hell is hilarious. I'm going to clip that.
This man been in the last two Super Bowls over the last 3-4 years. Won one. Outplayed the best player in the NFL in the other that he lost. And he has no room that we're hearing this now. Not 5 years from now. Not 3 years from now. Not 2 years from now. Right now, he just won last year.
Like I said, they're treating him like he's a rookie. Look at all the obstacles he's overcame since his college years. So he gets benched in the national championship, and he stays another year at Alabama. Shout out to him. Tua gets taken out because of an injury in the SEC championship. We were down against Georgia, and Jalen Hurts comes back and wins us that SEC championship. I can't remember. I think Tua came back in time for the national championship, but Jalen Hurts was the reason why we won that SEC title. And then you think about everything he accomplished in the NFL.
My God. Listen, I'm through and through silver and blue. I am through and through silver and blue. But I love the National Football League. I love what it represents. I love the meritocracy of the game that says you get not what we fucking give you, but what you have earned. And Jalen Hurts has earned more respect than he is getting from his own organization. So be gone with everybody out here talking about anybody, talking about you too hard on Jalen Hurts. Oh, you too hard on Jalen Hurts. His own damn organization
is at
It's
fault.
not just his organization, it's also the media.
He's becoming insufferable, or whatever you're saying out there. My God. No way. No way, Josh Allen. If you rap those accomplishments, we'll have this problem. No way, Joe Burrow. If you rap those accomplishments.
Alright, y'all, we ended this live. It is 8:15. Sorry to rush out of here. I will play these clips tomorrow. I'll try to get to them tomorrow. The ones that I didn't get to finish. Let's see, back on this. Let's play the closing motivational video. I will be over at CDT Beats. Y'all know I end my live once he goes live. So I'm going to be headed over there. Let's go ahead and play this closing motivational video from Dion.
You've got to bet on you. You believe in everybody else. You clap for everybody else. You support everybody else. You baking cakes and making cookies for everybody else. But when are you going to look in the mirror and believe in the darn person you see? It's about time for you to believe in you because you got it.
Like I said, I needed that encouragement after my post-performance blues or post-performance depression, but they call it post-performance blues. After learning about that, I was like, man, I need to be more encouraging to myself, and I show up for everybody else. I make sure to clap for everybody else because I want to see other people win, but I also need to do the same for myself. I need to show up for myself, encourage myself, and know that it's okay to do that. Sometimes I feel like it's not. But after this, I'm going to prioritize my mental health. Y'all know I'll be over at CDT Beats. This is why I'm ending the live, because that is my time to decompress. His music helps me, and I can, work on a fun activity, shift my mindset. That's what I'm gonna do after this live. So I'm excited, but I hope that video helped you all, and I will catch you in the next one, Touchdown Tribe. Bye, guys.
We let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night we let the liquor talk, but baby, something's telling me this ain't over yet. I know that last night.